Hello and welcome to part 2 of season 3, episode 9 of Fabrically Speaking Live. And hopefully, everyone who was watching can find me in the new feed because the chat has frozen. Hi, Charlene, you found your way. I'm going to give everyone a little chance to find me. This has just been quite a week year. That's it. The end of February, we gave it 2 months. I think I gave it a good try at 2 months of working with this program. So for some reason, it used to be able to drop and come back on and nothing would change. Hi, Veronica from Alabama. Oh, I always think of my friend Tammy when I read your state. All right, you guys are getting good at hopping around YouTube with me. At least my camera's working. Oh my. That's it. Make an appointment with my son. He's going to get all fixed up again, and then he's going to go, why'd you change it? We had it working so well. Because I wanted more. I wanted more places to go live. I don't really think it helped that much either. Oh, there's the other. Oh, you're talking in there. So some people are in the school thinking they can chat in there, and that's the other issue. Okay, I have removed the snap-on adapter, and now I'm going to select the thread that I'm going to use. And based on what I'm doing with this and the fact that I'm going to ink it, and then someone did suggest the variegated thread, and I like that idea. Except for I had variegated denim blue jean thick thread. I know I have other variegated thread. I just don't know where it is. Since I'm going to ink it, I think I might not go with a bunch of different colors of thread. All this thinking on the fly. I can still see my hands, except for the camera's not centered. Let's see. Nope, it's way off center. And what we are doing right now is this. I'll use this color. Time to decide on colors of the thread, you guys. Originally, I had this blue, but that was just because, I was quickly snapping something. So I feel like it should be, wow, really exciting. Yeah, Mary, I kind of slowly restarted to let you guys all find the new stream, and I'm really sorry about this challenge for this year. And by next week, by Saturday, we're not going to have a problem anymore dealing with it. I made an appointment with my son. He's 36 years old now. I feel so old. So for the word gratitude, remember, we're not embroidering, we're not coloring it in, we'll be inking it in. But so on the outside of the word gratitude, and should I do purple for gratitude or pink? I prefer it when you guys decide for me. Thinking maybe the flower design. I really been enjoying orange lately. But I think I've been doing too much. Hi, Wendy. I'm so glad you guys found me again. Here we go again. Around and round and round YouTube land we go. For those of you who have not seen the Octi-Hoops yet and are wondering what the heck I'm talking about, it's kind of a funny name for something. The Octi-Hoops is a kit of 3 frames that I created to make it so everybody can achieve a really good result using the technique free motion. And free motion is sewing without feed dog and presser foot interaction. This is a dirty frame. These are my embroidery frames. My quilt frames are behind me. Sorry, you guys. I'm so glad you found me. A lot of you are already good at, or already have seen this part. Got my little elbow pads. Also, I should probably rename them elbow pads instead of the bolt pillow. And this is my favorite one for free motion. I like this one for doing when I'm writing or tracing, which I could have used earlier. And now anywhere I'm at, anything I'm doing where I'm doing something detail, I'm like, oh man, I wish I had the pillows in here. So I think I'm going to make myself some for my desk, some for where we work on the Creative Feet assembly area. And yeah, I'm becoming addicted to having my elbows supported. Okay, purple. Purple, surprise. I don't think it's ever not been purple. Has purple ever lost in the vote? I don't think so. Octi-Hoops are the bomb. I love them. So sometimes I back my fabric, but generally when I'm going to do a lot of stitching, if I'm going to do details like, do I have something I can show you? Oh yeah, I can show you this. Where is that? Where is it? Like my Babbling Brook. And this is a course inside of the school. If you want to learn all the steps to making this. You learn the inking and the stitching and the quilting and the binding. And you'll see that there isn't all of that thread on the back. And that's because I back it after I've done all the detail. In this case, however, this is going to be larger shapes, so I actually am going to back it now. Like this one was backed the entire time. And there's a lot of stitching, a lot of repeating or going over the same area again, which we're going to experience on this. So this might be a time when I wouldn't back it. However, I don't want to have to stop. This is going to be a meandering experience. And this is the rule. You may have heard that you should always start in the middle of your quilt and work your way out. If you've heard that term, give me a thumbs up. And then tell me, what did you think it meant when they spoke of that? I'm like, something's wrong. Oh, I know what it is. I need this over there. Yay. Would you guys like this design? I can toss this in the school. You want to be able to do this? So how you work your way around a quilt, it really doesn't matter if you're quilting a quilt. That doesn't make any sense, Claire. What are you talking about? Where's that? I threw it over here. Where are you? Ugh. Too many quilts. Oh, here. So like when I did this, it really didn't matter where I started doing my quilting, my pebbles, because I'm going to fill the whole thing in, and I'm not going to have any puckers because we don't use a foot, and the foot is what makes the puckers. Eventually this will be done before before this Easter. I should finish this. And on this whole thing I did have it backed. But here we go. To discuss this a little bit better. When we started teaching quilting in the sewing machine, we started using designs like you see here. And they were designed for you to start in the middle of your quilt and work your way around the quilt. And the idea is to not stop and have to tie knots, because it's frustrating to stop when you start really getting your mojo or your flow. And you can see how we're able to go up and around. It kind of makes me dizzy when I do this. Hello, Amy from Phoenix. Did you guys get any snow yesterday? There we go. And believe it or not, Phoenix does get snow, you guys, in case you didn't know that. So you see how I'm able to just keep going around without stopping? And that is the idea. You start in the middle and you work your way out. And then past that design, I just did echo quilting, and then I did some stippling. But in this case, we're going to do graffiti quilting, which means right now we have this much of a pattern, and the rest of this we can doodle and do whatever the heck we want. So we're kind of using a pattern, then kind of not, which is what I originally had in the description of the original video lead-in that I had all set up that you never got to see because it never really worked. Kind of like what you see on this one, where I did a bunch of different kinds of designs. And I really like this style of quilting. I'd prefer this to everything being perfectly in line. Maybe it's the artist in me. While I get my backing fabric, I'll give you this to look at. What am I going to back this with? What should I back this with? Should it be white? What's it going to be on? Oh, I was going to do a book cover. That's right. I have no idea what I'm going to do with it. It may never get done like some of my other UFOs. Do you guys have any UFOs? If you do, how many do you think you have? Count up on your fingers and type it in the chat. And here you go. A look at a project that we did recently on Fabrically Speaking Live. Where did I throw that backing fabric? Here it is. So if you're not a regular viewer and you're catching this, or you're catching this on the replay, in Fabrically Speaking Live, there's a bunch of lessons all in a row, and ultimately you learn how to use any drawing like a coloring book to create your pattern for an applique, the principles, what you need to know about it. And then this is 1, 2, 3 versions of blanket stitch. So 3 different stitches that give you a similar appearance to the blanket stitch. And then the satin stitch applique. And then I came back in and I actually enhanced and quilted over the applique, which was made possible because of our stabilizer called Fuse and Fuse. It's so thin that I was still able to sew, yes, Sheila, without a foot. And that is why doodling like this is easier with the Octi-Hoops, because there's no presser foot in your way. And the last part of the lesson was how to do the faux piping, also called, what's the other name that people are calling it? Flanged. I don't really get the flanged. So normally you use a foot, and the foot, what is its purpose? Its purpose is to push down for you, so you don't have to. If you have no foot and the feed dogs are pulling, do the feed dogs get hold of the fabric? No. So when your feed dogs are up and there's no foot, there's no feeding. Your fabric won't feed, so you can even leave your feed dogs up. If you feel more comfortable lowering your feed dogs, by all means, you're welcome to lower them. I almost always forget until midway through when somebody asks me if I lowered my feed dogs. So these are quite unique. All of a sudden, my voice got louder in my ear. It scared me. You have something since 1976 you haven't finished? I probably do too. Here, I was going to make fun of you, and I'm like, I probably shouldn't make fun of you. And this is why you want your batting to extend past, because if you don't have your backing laid out perfectly, you know you're still going to extend past your design size. And this back fabric is much bigger. I don't even know how many sewing machines I have, let alone how many UFOs I have. For those of you who don't know what a UFO is in quilting, it is an unfinished object. Okay. What's fun about inking is you can color before or after. I find myself going to the garments that don't have color, which is how I inked that shirt hanging there, which one day I'll wear on set. Gonna wait for spring. It's almost spring. Is it spring? What's the date? It's almost spring. For those of you who are in the VIP group inside of my school, create.clairerowley, I am going live this Saturday at 10. And that is a live chat with you guys chatting live as well, you on camera. So do yourself up and get ready. We're going to start doing that again. Purple thread. Now I can use the same bobbin color, or I can use a neutral color in the bobbin, so that the entire backside of the quilt has the same color thread. Nylon lingerie thread would be great for this color as an option. Sorry, I'm already inking in my mind. Finding me has been a game changer for you. Don't be getting me all misty-eyed, you guys. All right. No, spring, doesn't it start in February? December, January, February. I think it's in the end of this, isn't it 25th or something? It switches to spring. I don't know. I shouldn't have said anything absolute. What am I in here for? I'm looking for my bobbins. I'm in the wrong drawer. Time to pick a bobbin from these. We only have 2 of these left. We're ordering more, but just so you know, because we're going to have a coupon in the school for you guys. I'll post it in the school inside of the Fabrically Speaking Live group, which is a free group to join. And each week, if I say I have a new pattern that I'm giving you, like the one that I'm using today, will be in there as well. Inside the Fabrically Speaking Live group is a topics area, and in the topics is free patterns. So go in there, and I generally will put a coupon code. I'll probably announce the coupon code to everybody. It doesn't matter what interest they have. When you go into the school, you choose what topics you want to follow. Make sure you follow this topic if you're liking this live experience with me. Some people get really frustrated with a live feed and are like, be quiet, start sewing. I always think it's so cute. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and use, should I use purple? Why not? That way the backside's going to have the same pattern. Just like that ended up being a pattern from doing that. And I did that, by the way, with no foot. This is 4 layers of batting, 2 layers of fabric. No foot. No foot. I removed the foot. Oh, it's still not centered. Oh, I think I did something. No. Oh, no. Is it frozen again? You guys, it's frozen again. Darn it, these gremlins. I'm so frustrated. Chase is snoring meanwhile. Uh-oh. Boy. What is going on? I'm on one camera. Why is it doing that? Cancel. Oh gosh. Yay. Ha! Well, for some reason, this thing is just whacked. It's so crazy. Oh my gosh. I'm just going to keep it on this camera for a while. I can't even bring up another camera. It thinks it's like, it's bizarre. That's all I can say. Thank you, God. Whew. Okay, so there's an end on this bobbin somewhere. There it is. My nails are growing out, you guys. So if you go, ooh, look at her nails. Those aren't the nicest nails. Should she even be on camera? My nails are finally growing out right, but it's going to take a while apparently for them to grow out. Oh man. I have a feeling I grabbed the wrong end. That's what I get for not using my glasses. I pulled on it and it got tight, which tells me it's the inside. So let's cut that one short. Darn it, we got a, whatchamacallit. You think I need to clear my cache? That's almost always my son's first thing. So have you cleared your cache lately? Like, I forget that a lot. You think my nails look great? Aw, I love you. You guys are so cool. I'm just excited they're my nails. And they're strong. That's a grape color. It's so pretty. I don't know what actual color that is to tell you. Oh no, a whatchamacallit. What's a whatchamacallit? I like your enthusiasm though. You guys are having fun. You're getting a little slap happy with me. A show like this is the kind of show that I go, where's the wine? I need a glass of wine. I just got to see if this thing's going to do this. I might just switch real quick. Ah, it's working right. Okay, good. Whew. Lots of exclamation points today. All right, here we go. We're going to sew. It only took an hour. So I'm not going to do this in the same color thread. I'm gonna have that be different. So just Gratitude's going to be in the dark purple, and I will probably use a purple variation of ink. Well, the only way you'll know is if you're in the VIP group on Saturday when I finish this thing up. So the hoops work like this. You bring one corner into the corner of the other, and that makes them move together. You get two handles, and these handles drop in. It's kind of dark under there. I'm going to add some light from the sewing machine. That's better. Amy, I don't know if you were late. We had to restart the whole feed. So if you weren't here for finding me again, then you're late for that kind of entertainment. Okay, so this one, the larger of the two, and the one that I choose to go on top has to do with the size of my hand. I like it to be as close to the size of my hand as possible. Because when we use this, unlike other hoops where you put your hands down and you move around, you know my fingers are not that pink. They look like I'm inflamed, but I'm not. It's so funny. So this is how we work it. We actually put our hand down and we use our fingers and draw. I feel like I could bring that camera further out. I'm trying something. Say your prayers that it's not going to cause a problem. There, now we have more room. Hey, it worked. Okay, see, it's a day of gratitude. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We are grateful for everything, even if it is just that the camera didn't fail us. So the left hand, if you're left-handed, grabs and brings the two frames together, and then you rest your hand on the frame beneath and draw with your fingers. So your fingers aren't this long, so you want to make sure that we can move the hoop without lifting up our arm for the perimeter of that frame, and that is why the top one is the small, and the medium size is what I'm going to use beneath it. So beneath the quilt itself is the larger of the two frames I've chosen to use. So you do get 3 frames. Don't mess with the camera. I did it. Neener, neener. It worked. Okay. That's all I'm going to do, though. I promise. Okay, so I'm having to get all this equipment out of my way so I can see. I don't recommend using such an intense contrast, nor do I recommend using 40 weight thread when you're just learning to do something like this, because you're going to really see this stitch, and it may look awful even on the camera because the camera's high definition. However, this thread's not going to show up that much later because we're going to ink on top of this quilt. So I'm going to bring my bobbin thread up. It's a big needle. Should probably go to an 80. By the way, we were out of 7010s. That's my fault for mentioning 7010 needles last week. They are on their way here though. Super non-stick, universal needles, 7010. I did something last week and talked about needle size. You got a honey making your dinner while you watch this? Aw. Good job, honey. All right, here we go. Elbows down. Elbows down on the table is not traditionally the way that people quilt free motion. Generally, it's hands down on the machine, and that forces your elbows to be up. But with the Octi-Hoops, it's elbows down, and that's why we have a little cushion for our elbow and another one for the other elbow, so that I don't hurt my elbows while pushing down. I got to push the machine a little bit further away. And that takes all the strain out of the muscles between your... Oh no, the other camera froze again. Jeez. No. Frozen camera. Oh man. Okay, what did I do last time? I am so annoyed. I'm gonna try something. Screenshot. Okay, now pick up. Know that you're a video camera again. Nope, doesn't know it's a camera. This is the kind of days when you go, I am grateful for everything, even this. What did I do the last time to get it to work? It's getting hot in here, or my temperature is raising. My temperature is raising. Front camera's working. Top camera's working. Come on, baby, you can do it. Come on, close up. Ridiculous. I think I hit it and then turned it back on. Nope, that didn't work. Oh, I know what I did. I picked the camera again, which is so weird. Shouldn't have to do this. It's definitely raising my temperature. That's for sure. I can just hear my son going, uh-oh, what the heck did you do? Why did you mess with the camera? Why did you mess with the settings? Tee. I have been, my hormones, never mind. All right, another subject. Mixed company. There are honeys listening. All right, elbows down, shoulders relaxed. And now I'm looking at the line. I'm going to go back a little bit so that doesn't come out. And a lot of people ask why I don't lower the needle. Sometimes I do. This will be a time. Lower the needle. So I can find my scissors. Mostly because this is a really tight design. I don't want to lose my spot. Yeah. There was a period of time, I don't even want to say it, when my microphone was failing. All right, we're going to stay on the line, stay on the line, stay on the line. That's me instructing my brain. Stay on the line. Elbows down, shoulders relaxed. Instructing my brain again. And I'm going to come back around. So what this means is I'm going to go around this entire word twice. Oopsie, stay on the line. This line will erase though, so no one will know where I made mistakes. And I do a much better job when you guys aren't watching, because when you're not watching, I can put my body in the proper position instead of being around these lights and cameras. Another thing you can do is deliberately mess up. So that's the plan. Deliberately mess up. It's graffiti, remember? So now I'm going deliberately outside the lines. Whoopsie. Nope, not whoopsie. Planned error. And you assume, because of who I am, that my work is perfect. Because I deliberately mess up. It must be perfect. I can't say as I've ever done a quilted project that's perfect. Hopping over, tie knot, come around, planned. Come on, go back around and mess up on purpose. Tie knot, hop over. You do not have to, whatever I forgot to say, you do not have to do. I got to move my cutter pillar tablet a little bit. I'm not resting accurate, and I'm not switching cameras till the end. I'm done. I'm done having it mess up. I think you all agree that I shouldn't multi-camera today. Elbows down, shoulders relaxed. Stay on the line. I'm not looking at the needle, I'm looking ahead of it. I'm looking about a ½ inch away, plotting my path Feed dogs are up because I forgot to lower them. Elbows down, shoulders relaxed. Soft hands, very soft hands. Don't push down. Just gentle, loose, really relaxed posture, relaxed fingers. If you start seeing white knuckle happen on you, you know you're pushing down too hard. This takes a little practice because you've been writing with pens and pencils and crayons your entire life, and you've had to push down against them. In order to push down against them, you've had to squeeze. And you don't have to squeeze this hard either. You can hold it any way you've adapted if you have any kind of hand issues, even if you hold it like that, or you can altogether get rid of it and quilt with one hand, elbows down, shoulders relaxed, one-handed quilting, elbow down, one hand, one hand, one hand. One hand, left hand, I'm right-handed. Left hand does better than right hand when I quilt one-handed. Of course, you can't see because I have to hold my hand in a specific spot and right in front of the camera. So when I quilted one-handed, I only used the hand to keep the frames together. And the other hand, I rested my head on my hand. That's the only way I can quilt one-handed. I have to like rest my hand. I have to completely rest my dominant side. And the only reason I know you can quilt one-handed is because I have a friend who only has use of one hand. And she kept saying she wanted to quilt. And I said, you can embroider one-handed, but I don't think you can quilt one-handed. And then one day she goes, so, well, did you try? And I said, no, I guess I'm going to try for you. So I did. And I did film that. It's on our YouTube channel on the Octi-Hoop playlist, quilting one-handed and how to do it. If you know anybody who's had a stroke, this helps with a little bit remapping of the brain. It's quite something to be able to use your non-dominant hand. In fact, I can write my name better than I write my name on a piece of paper with my right hand. When I quilt it left-handed, it's just really mind-boggling. Remember, I said I'm going to go around twice? It's kind of is giving a three-dimensional look to the letter. Sorry, my hands are in the wrong spot. Elbows down, shoulders relaxed. Make a mistake on purpose. Make a mistake on purpose. Hey, if it's a mistake on purpose, it's not a mistake, right? Mine always looks perfect because you assume it is. That's all. Not because it is. It's just like you don't look at the mole on my cheek unless I point it out. You don't notice other people's flaws as well as you do your own. We're always harder on ourselves. And I'm going to show you the flaws in my blue one that you were all, ooh, about in a minute. So see how it kind of gives it a three-dimensional appearance, like a shadow effect. But remember, this is graffiti style quilting. So it's about doing that. It's about giving it a artsy, edgy, urban kind of feel. It's not about having a fancy schmancy feathers design. If you got a younger person, a cool person to quilt for, you can do a cool quilt for them. One they will not be able to resist putting on their bed because, hey, look at that. It's graffiti. It's edgy. So I'm just scooting the frame beneath over, just with my finger, just scoot, and then I bring the top frame into the corner. That's how I move around. So there's no stopping and starting. And the reason I don't lower my needle in most cases is because you simply don't need to. It's one less thing to do. That needle comes down and your hand moved a little bit before the needle comes down and it's set to automatically come down. Well, it's going to come down in the wrong spot. I got sick and tired of that. Gratitude is part of a pattern. It'll be inside the school. So no, I'm not that good. In fact, if I had to hand write words, I would have my niece or my daughter do it. When we had the gallery, we had this chalkboard. We served gluten-free foods, and I would never have put my writing on that board, just so you know. So I always need words. This is a font out of my computer. So if you have a computer and you have paper, you can make fonts bigger. And so that's a little bit far. That's a lot of thread wasting. So I'm going to cut my thread this time and hop over. I needed whenever I feel stressed out, this is of all my products, this is what I like to do with this, and this is the product I use to decompress. Today was a day the world needed to decompress. And it made me think of all the things I am grateful for. I'm grateful for you guys. And while part of me didn't want to go live at all today, I just didn't want to let you down. That's just a loop of thread I need to trim. Done with gratitude. Artsy and edgy at the same time. Yep. Remember, this outside edge here is for you to practice. So let's try. I wrote gratitude with a pen. Now let's see how well I can do it with the hoop. Free motion. You could actually quilt a quilt with just words and write out all the words that relate to gratitude. Whoopsie. That tail. Get out of there. Got to bring the bobbin thread up. It's like, got to bring the bobbin thread up. Oh, that bobbin thread's too short. Where's the bobbin? And I appreciate that you guys are showing up for me as well. Imagine I showed up and then you guys weren't here. That would be sad, wouldn't it? Aw. My scissor button sometimes cuts the bobbin thread too short, which is why I try not to use it very much. I'll show you the pattern again in a minute. It's too far for me to grab it. I'm afraid to move the cameras either. Okay, so I'm going to write gratitude. I'm not comfortable. Elbows down, shoulders relaxed. I'm like, how do you spell it? Don't misspell it live on YouTube. You don't want everybody to laugh at you any more than they already do laugh at you. Not bad, huh? That's actually, if I weren't with all the equipment in front of me, I would actually have done even a better job than that. If I can come around here and go, woo, and go over here and cross my T's and then make a little heart. Because you can. So this is where you practice before you go into the ocean of area where you're actually going to use this for your gratitude pillow or your gratitude notebook cover. Or this could just be a quilt block that you're going to incorporate into a quilt with a bunch of squares. And I had an idea and I'd switch cameras, but I'm not going to switch cameras because I'm afraid I'm not coming back to this one. So what I did was I sat there thinking of all the different ways we could incorporate gratitude. And I was thinking we could use the Octi-Hoops as the pattern pieces, because I keep mentioning that, and cut out a bunch of pieces that are this size and then write hope and love and, maybe have a design with the word, and then we piece the whole thing together. And so if you like that idea, give me a thumbs up. It'll be a pattern that I'll throw in the school that maybe we can do a quilt block a week together and then make it into something. So I'm getting rid of this color thread, switching it to another color. I'm thinking this color complements that purple. I have pretty handwriting only on a quilt. It's terrible on paper. I'm serious. So earlier, maybe in the first attempt at going live today, I spoke about making a yoga pillow, and we could quilt the surface of the fabric before turning it into a pillow, and we could do a gratitude quilted fabric and turn it into a pillow afterward, if you guys are interested in that. I like yoga, but my lower back gets sore, so it's something that I've thought about. Look at all your thumbs up. You guys are really being supportive today. Thank you for that. Lowered the foot. Remember, we could change our thread as many times as we want and just do like the inside of the flower one color and this the other color, but your brain has to keep in mind it's not embroidery. We're still just tracing the design, and this design is in the pattern that will be in the school. Welcome, Angela. Charlene. Tina. I know your first name, Gerald, but I can't remember for some reason right now. Sheila, Tina, Amy, Charlene, Sheila. Oh, I'm repeating. Sewing with trifocals. Hi, Allison. See, she writes both names. That helps me. It took me a long time to get Amy is Better Days, but now we all know Amy is Better Days because Amy shows up every week. Even when she had COVID, she showed up. That was something else. I'm so glad you're over it. And Mary and all of you, which I've already said hello to. I just had to stop and look at the camera or the chat for a minute. All right, so now I'm thinking, okay, how can I do this with the least amount of tying of knots? And I could change my bobbin thread to match the top, but we don't have to. We can do whatever we want. It's our stuff. No pressure. This is fun. This is easy peasy once you start. You got to start, though. You know, if you don't start, well, you'll just be going, she makes it look so easy. Anybody in here say, I feel like it's easy too, please share, because almost everybody thinks I make it look easy for some reason, like it's a magic trick, even though I'm live. There's no editing. That's why I like doing this live. I can't pretend and go, yeah, I had no problems. Hey, I still haven't broken a needle for 2022. Unless I have, Amy, and I forgot, because Amy keeps track of my needle breaks. And yeah, I get how it can kind of be weird when you see me like hop over and my needle lands right on the line and I'm not having to check it. But just know that's because there's no foot in the way. And I'm looking, it gets easier, kind of like driving a car. You know how you drive a car and you're not really paying attention? Talking to your friend, get pulled over because you're speeding. I'll never forget. My mom and I were driving together, and that's what happened. Sometimes I'll just sit there and I'll just drop that hand and not even think about it. But know that I am now resting my head on my dominant hand. That's what I have to do. I'm going to go back around. Because the idea is to go, I really want this thread to show. So I'm going around everything twice. It also makes it so my knot's covered up, so nobody can see my knots. So I'm using one hand right now. If you're thinking, oops, 3 times around. Definitely should have changed my bobbin to a lighter bobbin. But remember, we're going to ink this, so it's not even going to be, it's not going to be that noticeable. All right, I'm speeding up, and you'll get to where you're fast. Remember, we make a mistake on purpose. If you make a mistake on purpose, you're going around twice, and sometimes you're on the line, sometimes you're not, and you're consistently off and on. People will assume you plan to do that, and they will not think that you made any mistakes. Definitely should have changed my bobbin. Oh well. This is how you learn from my laziness. Despite having all my bobbins already wound, I just know that we're coming up on 2 hours. I can feel it coming because there's a dog at my feet letting me know. It is almost 4. I feel like you were cheated out of part of it though because of the mishaps. So for some doodling now, I'm gonna change my bobbin because I don't want the other colors to have that. I don't know what I'm gonna do. We're gonna find out on Saturday what I'm gonna do with this. Saturday inside of the school. For those of you who want to join in the VIP Saturday group class live chat where you guys are also on screen. If you're shy, you don't have to be on screen, but the others will push you into it eventually. Just think of it as we're just going to class, and you go to class. You can't go to class and be someone else. You walk into the classroom and you're you, and everything's fine. It's the same kind of thing. These are private classes that only the VIPs are privy to, and they're left in the school for you to watch forevermore. Here we go. Come on, Claire. Jeez Louise. Do you guys say Jeez Louise? How about cool beans? My daughter is like, why do you say that now? You never used to say that. It's the weirdest thing. You've got to stop saying it. Cool beans and Jeez Louise. Are you talking about the koi fish, Charlene? You know, the hardest part of that is editing it, because what I do is it's 12 hours, but I'm also going to be talking, and some of it I fast forward. It's 12 hours though. So I have to sit in front of the editing for 12 hours just to edit, and it takes longer than that to edit. What am I looking for? My needle is bad. I need a new needle. There's a hook on the tip of my needle. I didn't put something back where it belongs. I'd switch cameras, but I'm terrified that this camera's gonna stop. It's the needle. I can't loosen that screw. Hi, Picola. Welcome. Picola is late, and I'm just kidding. All right, changing my needle, and I'm going to change my bobbin thread. I'm going to go with a lighter bobbin thread. I'm adapting to not having my long fingernails. We have these tweezers in stock, you guys. They're the best. Oh my gosh. New York City. Do you guys have any snow on the ground in New York City? You guys are you're getting a really, really cold burst, aren't you? I think I remember. The northern part of the country is going to be on a freeze warning. Or ice. So what do you think with the graffiti? Should I go pastel-y? Go light colors? Nothing? No snow? We got snow. We can get snow all the way into May. People think it's spring and winter's over, but we have a little... The weather plays jokes on us until summer. And April showers brings May flowers. Unless you live here, then it's April brings the wind. It is so windy. It's insane. I had a party for my mother's 80th birthday, and a big tent, double tent, and they blew away. They were taken, lifted up off the ground. What I'm thinking is, so this I want to pop, and I do want to do some graffiti out here, have some fun, but I don't want it to overtake this. And I'm going to ink, but I may not ink out here. I may only ink here. I don't know. We're going to find out Saturday. So I'm thinking using the thinner, the Invisifil thread, or going really light in the color choices and staying. I'll be doing the Charlene this on Saturday inside the school in the VIP lounge. So you have to join, become a VIP member for that. And you know, I just love this color. I'm going with it. I'm going to stick with the 40 weight. I am definitely fond of that seafoam green. However, oh, whatever. I always overthink it. Come on. So just so you can see how strong these tweezers are, I am really like pulling with all my might to get, see that white knuckle? That's how you know I'm really squeezing hard on this. And I'm pulling all the way, and it holds onto the thread so well. I've never had a tweezer ever that good before. We have another order of stabilizers because we're almost out of the stabilizer, the Apple Quick stabilizer. I showed it last week. But we've got another order that's shipping out to us tomorrow from Spain. And I may be getting the large scissors because we've been waiting on the large scissors from them. These kind of scissors here. So for those of you who've been waiting to order the large, they've been out for a long time. I think based on the amount I'm being asked for, I should check, but these are the 3-hole scissors that give you a place for each finger to rest. It takes the strain off your tendons and muscles on the tops of your hands. So this is the medium, and I get asked all the time the difference in the size. So the handles are the same. See how they stack? And you can see the tip of the blade is shorter and it's skinnier. And I get asked all the time how much, so let's just confirm it. The clips are out right now, but they're on their way. The Clip-It clips are the middle size. If you were to get the Clover clips, those magic clips, and you get the biggest, or you get their 2 sizes, their bigger size is huge compared to this. This is perfect size and very easy to open if you have problems with your hands. Over 30 UFOs, Connie. I have no idea how many I have, so I'm not sure if I should be impressed or not. That's pretty impressive though. So 1 inch longer from the tips of the blades. So this one is your run around your sports car, and this helps you cut your little applique pieces easier. And this one, I wouldn't use this one for clipping threads. It's frustrating. I rarely get it to cut the threads, but this is great for cutting larger pieces, straight pieces, geometric shapes. Like you want to get a good square, and then these are for your curvy hearts and vines, and this is great for your patchwork applique. And then I can tell you that the only ones for cutting thread that I just love these. They're so pointy, and they cut all the way to the very tip of the scissor. So you can get fray sometimes from scissors. You can hear. I don't know if you can hear it. Bring the microphone down so you can really hear this. They are so tight. I don't know what the kids say today, but they're cool beans. Oh, my daughter. I can see her rolling her eyes now. Mother. Ay, ay, ay. You're having a heat wave. Where are you, Ellen? Are you? I don't remember where you live. I try to remember everything. So you love this color, Angela, the seafoam green color? Kind of like a mint. It's like a mint green. I'm definitely fond of it. Ah. So funny, my daughter and I both bought the same cell phone case. She has an iPhone and I have a Android. And but we both got the exact same case, and so she picked up my phone and she went to use it and said, "This is not my phone." All right, so back to the hoops. We're using 2 of the frames at the same time when doing quilting. That way we don't need any stabilizer on the back side because we're quilting, not embroidering. When we embroider with the Octi-Hoops, we use a stabilizer. A stabilizer attaches to the back of the frame and it allows you to lay anything you want to embroider right on top in color, and then it tears away. But for right now, we're doing quilting. Quilting is more like tracing or doodling, and embroidery is more like coloring or painting. These hoops do both, not just one. Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, I've been there. I've been just about everywhere in the United States. I didn't make it to Alaska. I'm jealous. My sister did. And she did shows for me. I'd be switching cameras to talk more, but this camera has been turning off. So I'm not going to risk it anymore today. Now, I don't really know what I'm going to do. It's doodling now, doodle time. So I think I will echo quilt, and that's a safe place to start, which is basically stitching away from what you've got quilted here, a specific distance. And so what you want to do is talk to yourself, talk to your brain, and say, I would like to stay 1/2 inch. No, maybe not. These have little tight turns. So let's do a 1/4 inch. I would like to stay 1/4 inch away from the outer perimeter of this design. You say that out loud. You're talking to the autonomic part of the brain. It'll help you to do a better job. You don't want to start right here because that's where everyone's eye will focus. You want to go where the eye won't focus. And that's anyone's guess, actually. So, and I'm trying not to have to go back over this. This is, now I want to have this, the rest of this be light. This is 2 rows of stitching. I'm trying to emphasize it. And which way does my brain want to go? Does it want to go to the left? Or does it want to go to the right? So I have these little conversations with myself so I don't get stuck in an area and go, shoot, I told you I wanted to go to the left and you went to the right. Why don't you listen to me? Don't you know I'm in your head and I know best? Oh my goodness. Okay. I promise I did not have any wine. 1/4 inch. And I'm going to lower the feed dogs because I hadn't done it yet. For those of you who wonder if you can. Kalamazoo. If I lived there, I would giggle every time I had to say my address. I live in Kalamazoo. That's like Kissimmee, Florida. I love those names. Snowing like crazy. We got hot places and snowing and rain. 1/4 inch distance, 1/4 inch. And you can spin your fabric, or you can spin the hoops. You can spin the hoop, or you can pull the handle out to reposition it. Your brain, once you stop thinking about what you're doing, will alternate all these different things. If you start thinking about it, then you're like, okay, what am I doing again? Oh yeah, elbows down, shoulders relaxed, 1/4 inch distance. You can set your speed control so it's not so fast. My thread just got caught on something. Scared me. It's like, boo. Elbows down, shoulders relaxed. All right. I didn't put the spool all the way down on the thread dispenser, so it's tipped. It got stuck on the sticker. So my error. Sorry about that. Hey, my first thread shred for the year. No, it's not. I remember having this problem recently. Raise the foot to open the tension discs before you pull the thread out. I didn't, so now I'm stuck. Actually, I remember there was a problem in this machine. I need to sand it. This one spot. Polyester thread can be very abrasive and actually wear little grooves in metal workings of sewing machines and plastic areas. And this machine was provided to me by Baby Lock, but it was a used machine when they gave it to me. So it already had some defects. And then I painted it. So that little fuzzy knot thing that happens, the damage really occurs down in the bobbin area, but it's caused by the top. The thread, like having an issue getting where it's got to go. Now in this case, I would take that thread through the eye of the needle and pull it through to the back side. The bobbin thread is still up, so there's no need to bring it up again. And in this case, I will leave this thread and try not to forget, Claire, that you need to leave this thread so you can pull it through the back. Elbows down, shoulders relaxed, 1/4 inch distance. Even if you're not here, I do these things. I say it out loud. Set myself up for success. Not comfortable, move the fabric till you are. The tension is holding the thread in the tension disc. So even though the foot is not down, it's fine. If I get a little loop of thread, I can pull the thread back toward the spool and get rid of any slack, but there's no slack. Elbows down, shoulders relaxed. 1/4 inch distance, 1/4 inch distance. Not looking at the needle, looking where I'm going. Looking like this far away. Here's my needle, I'm looking there. This is a knot that needs to be clipped. So this is echo quilting. Echo quilting is doing repeated stitching a distance away from something that you've stitched, whether it be an applique or another quilted area. I made you laugh, Sheila. The brain is quite capable, or you would fall on your face when you walk. You just have to train your brain. We're training our brain. I went more than 1/4 inch because I stopped talking to myself. Okay, so that's kind of cool. A little echo. And I think I'm going to do... What should I do? One more echo? One more echo or some pebbles? I sure do like doing pebbles, but I should probably... It's fun. What's fun about doing this kind of quilting is you change your thread color a lot, so you're not... It's kind of like... You know, hippie days. Not happy days. Okay, sorry. No one's telling me. Pebbles or another row. Never mind. I'm not going to wait for you to tell me. I'm going to do another echo quilt. That thread get caught. It's that bobbin winder that they think it's so great to put a knife on your bobbin winder, but I don't. Causes interference. Elbows down, shoulders relaxed. See, I'm not comfortable because my head wants to be in front of the camera. So I'm too far away. Something's getting caught. I really think this machine needs its... I need to take it apart. I am a sewing machine mechanic, but I'm not certified on this machine. But I might have to wait 3 years to get into the dealer in our area. May have Baby Lock send me a schematics so I can service it. But then, you know, my fingernails will get dirty. Oh my gosh, I'm getting all goofy. You need your toes. Yes, if you don't have a toe, your big toe. Your other toes you can do without, but your big toe, if you lose that toe, you can fall forward. Guess you can learn anything though. All right, so frustrating because why is that happening? I didn't want to go around this twice, but see, that's how I would normally solve this. I would go around twice. That way if I had a break, but this is because of the bobbin winder. I need to just move my thread dispenser a little bit. It's getting caught on the bobbin winder when it's unwrapping. Hi, Tinkerbell. Tinkerbell has an owie. She's got to go to the doctor. Thread that needle. Yay. Ta-da. You got to see your brain yesterday. How cool. That's fun. Luckily nothing bad, but your brain was built a little different at the original construction. So was my brother's. And my friend, she had an AVM. Is that how the doctor put it? Did he just leave it there? Like, yeah, your brain was different when you were born. And doesn't tell you how. You had a ruptured brain aneurysm. Those are not uncommon. This is partly why I keep up on the brain research, is because I've had people in my life that have had those and they've had to overcome. So try using the Octi-Hoops with the opposite hand too and see if it doesn't like give you some mobility back if you had lost some mobility. Elbows down, shoulders relaxed. The less you have to think about, the more your brain is capable of doing. Scooting around, just scooting around. Elbows down, shoulders relaxed. 1/4 inch distance. Following that same curvy shape. The farther out you go, the harder it is to maintain the curves if you're not paying attention. The farther away you get from a tight spot, the more gradual the bend gets in the stitch, and it gets, to me, a little boring. Here we go. It's also good to have a speed control set. All right, I got to do one. I'm going to do this because I want to. And I get to do whatever I want because it's my show. Do you guys see how cool it is mixing the colors? And then when we iron that red ink away, it's going to be nice. But I think I need a little, and that's a little too bright. But I'm leaning toward a yellow to go in there. Get a pastel-y one. Like, can't see it that close. And if I went with Invisifill, it would be lower, or it would make it look farther away. $130 of rain. Oh boy. Interesting, Charlene. I feel for you. They've learned so much about the brain, though, in the last, 10 years. It's astonishing. Once they came up with that 3D imaging, it was just life-changing. There's a book on how the brain heals itself. It's a huge book. I got it on Audible and listened to it while I was driving from a show to a show. It was fascinating. Here we go. One time it was raining really bad and I was young, 16, working at a mental institution. And I got a call. I had to go home right away. Or actually, I just got a feeling I needed to go home right away. So I left work and then got home. And as I was going up my street, cars were floating down the street. And when I got to the house, it was my mother's mother had passed away and my mom was in another city. I don't know why I'm telling you this. Now I kind of have to finish the story, don't I? The phone went dead. Had I not gone home at that time, no one would have known where my mother was, and it was pretty scary. So what I'm doing now is just pebbles or circles. If you say, I'm going to quilt pebbles, your brain may go, what? But if you say circle, and as you're learning, you might want to say circle all the time. So right before you do your next circle, you say circle. So out loud. Don't be embarrassed. No one's watching you. Circle. 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 And you can also, once you, if you do stippling and you say out loud what stippling is, your brain goes, all right, I gotcha. Now you go do something else. See how I did an oval? I did an oval instead of a circle. Whew, it's hot in here. Can't be hot flashes again. Say it ain't so. All right, lost my train of thought. It must be after 4. It's 4:09. Elbows down, shoulders relaxed, circle. Notice I'm not just doing one circle. I'm kind of mixing it up. I just feel like it. There's no rule. Your threader on your quattro doesn't work. You might have to just straighten it out. If you pull it down, you can see the pin maybe, the hook might be bent. Mine's working. It's the cutter cuts the thread too short sometimes. On the bobbin, that's what bugs me. Knowing that the same company makes both machines, the Quattro being a brother and this being a baby lock, both are made by brother. How do you know nobody's watching you? I don't know. I really don't. If you're doing this for the first time, you better make sure no one's watching you. Much easier to do this alone with no one watching, without the judging eyes or those eyes you think are judging you. Kind of like when you type, and you can type really well, and then someone walks in the room, walks behind you, and then you can't type. This becomes an automatic function if you do it enough. If you don't bring it out of the package, you will never get good at it. You actually have to use it. And know this, my first project was nothing to be proud of, even though I invented it. I remember being really stressed out going, I got to get better at this. I got to show this live. People have to be impressed with what they see. And you guys were impressed with even my really, really yucky stuff, because we're such hard judges on ourselves that just about anybody else's work looks better than our own to our own mind. Except for some people. Some people have real good confidence, and I shouldn't speak for everybody. We're all different. Yellow is hard to see. This color is really hard to see without light, and I'm too far away from it. Now it's like, Jesus, take the wheel. Angels, take the wheel. You guys don't judge me? Some of the chats or the comments can be pretty judgy. They're not yours. People that don't know me that come across one of these lives, they're like, boy, this lady talks way too much. I'm like, you do realize you're talking to me when you leave that comment. But I just giggle and go, you probably would like my pre-recorded videos better. This is a live session. This is not a podcast. This is not recorded and then edited to keep you from getting bored. This is live if you're watching it. And it is not February 24th. Then you're not watching it live. Elbows down, shoulders relaxed. Definitely need better light to work with this soft pastel yellow. But it's good for you to see me not do perfect stuff. So, oh, that's cute. Yeah, instead of brother and baby lock, it should be brother and sister. Except for they really don't want you to know it's the same maker. Okie dokie. I think it's interesting that there are dealers that sell baby lock and brother. It just seems a little redundant. Scooting over. And you probably can't see the needle moving because the camera can't. It catches only, was it 30 frames per second? So the in-between stitches kind of becomes like a blur. But know that it is not as much of a blur to the eye. Our brain can watch it a lot better than the camera. But you don't have to go fast. You can go slow as you want. Know that the slower your machine is running, the more dramatic or the longer your stitches will end up. If you move your hand suddenly quick and the machine is running slow, well, you'll see a really big stitch hop over. So if you have a lot of big stitches when you're doing your quilting, know that you probably have your machine going a little too slow and you want to pick up the speed a little bit. Remember, the outside edges of this project are for practice. Elbows down, shoulders relaxed, don't push hard. Floats, floats. It's just floating. Yay, I'm at the beginning of my pebbles and I'm officially done with that. So basically you can just keep going with this and do swirls and, you know, it looks like a key. The key to happiness is gratitude. Oh, that really does look like a key, doesn't it? What do you think? The key to... I think that looks like a key. I planned that all along. I'm not surprised at all. I really did. No, it's so funny. This is the pattern. It's a pattern you can print out inside the school. I haven't put it in there yet, but I will. If it's not in there tonight, it'll be in there tomorrow. If I put it in there tonight, I'll feel like it's done. If I wait till tomorrow, I may add extra stuff. So just know that your fonts on your computer are a huge opportunity for you to use as designs for this. And you can go into your search engine of choice and type in gratitude and then select image, and it'll come up with all kinds of gratitude themes that you can print out and then trace. If you have the Caterpillar light tablet, obviously it's a lot easier to trace these things. And you can also trace or print on our hold light stabilizer and then iron it down to the fabric and then trace over it with the needle on the sewing machine. You probably would like me to show you that. What time is it? 4:16? Tinkerbell sneezing again. Where are you, baby? I hear you. I don't want to roll over on her. She's so small. Sorry about that. I don't know if the camera's gonna... Nope, the camera's frozen again. Bad camera. Maybe I'll do that on Saturday. Show you guys a little bit of sewing through the hold light to transfer quilt patterns. Tinkerbell, where are you? Come say goodbye, everybody. Where are you? I can't see her. She's that small. She's invisible. I'm going to get this all figured out. It's just been super busy. We have so many orders in-house. I know we have a couple presser orders that came in after I finished all the presser orders that we had before that. So Fridays are the day I try to do pressers, and if I don't get them done, I work sometimes on the weekend. So when I say I make them on Friday, I don't always ship them on Friday, but I make them on Friday and through the weekend, and then we usually ship them on Monday. So if you've been wanting one, now's a good time to order because we don't have a lot on order. Let me see, anything else? I am going to go into the school, post pictures of this at its current state and add it to the post where I told you guys about me going live today. If you haven't joined yet, the school is create.clairerowley.com. That's the address to the school. It's a social media platform for you to participate in conversations regarding anything creative feet related and sewing, quilting, embroidery, any type of sewing, any type of quilting, any type of embroidery. And Tinkerbell is sneezing so loud. I feel so sorry for her. She's distracting me. I think that's it for today. Let me look in the chat real quick. The batting fuzz so tickles. But it's hypoallergenic. It's just light and fluffy. I did put them in there, and the camera's frozen. So if you're watching this on a small screen, know that I'll be taking a high-def photo and putting it in the school so that even on your phone, you'll be able to see what I did on that. I kind of feel like that's what it should just remain, though. The key to happiness is gratitude. What time on Saturday? In the VIP, it's 10 o'clock. I'll go live, and I'll probably communicate with you prior to that to help you to know which platform to use, because I may use StreamYard instead of Zoom, but I'm paying for Zoom, so probably just stick with Zoom. So if you already have used Zoom, you're familiar with it, you'll probably be better at it than I am because I don't use it that often. And I'm in the same studio when I go live, but I come in as two people. So when I'm in that sounds funny. Sorry. I sign in on my cell phone as well as the cameras so that when I go live in our Zoom chats, I can move my cell phone around and really zoom in tight on some things. So it's more freeing than doing this. It all has to do with bandwidth and stuff. So I hope to see you all, literally see your shining faces on Saturday. If you haven't joined the VIP group. And please, in the comments below, if there's anything that you would like me to show, because I kind of, feel like you guys haven't been really giving me any ideas. I have to come up with one every week. That's a lot. That's 52 projects a year that I have to come up with. I need your help. Ask me anything. I just don't want to do pattern, garment sewing. There's so many people doing that already online. I prefer to show you the techniques, help you to get past things that are challenging for you, especially things that you think you're not good at, because trust me, it's just that you don't know the right process. It isn't that you're not good at it. Where are you, my little sneezy? It sounds like she's right behind me. It's like she has a microphone for her sneeze. Okay, I'm rambling. Ramble. Will I have my camera working? I will have my cameras working. I'm going to have my son tomorrow. He's in Seattle, but he comes into my computer and he gets everything set up right. And I'm in the room and he goes, "Blah, blah, 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 blah. Why'd you do that? Plug that in. Do this, do that." And then it's like angels saying, "Oh," and everything's fine. And if I just left everything alone, I think he saved the settings. I think he did. I may be able to just reload his settings and not admit to him that I messed up everything. See, I'm not good at everything. Okay, so Saturday, 10 o'clock, in the school VIP lounge. It's one of the groups inside of create.clairerowley.com. In the description below this video at some point, we'll have all the links to all of the different products that you've seen me use today. The thread that I used today was the Polyfast 40 weight polyester thread, in case you're wondering, because I didn't tell you. I was thinking about using 100 weight, but I'm sticking with the 100 weight, which makes it show up more. And what is what called? Oh, Trapunto applique. Yeah. So in the gratitude quilt project that I plan on doing with you guys, where we use the Octi-Hoop to make the shapes, I haven't done this yet, so mathematically we'll see how it works out. But I was thinking about in each octagon, there be a word and an image to represent something positive that we can use when we meditate or we cuddle on the couch, or you can give it to someone that you love, someone that needs a little positive reinforcement through a hard time. And what was your question? Oh, and on some of them I planned on adding some Trapunto into it. So you must have read my mind. $14 Australian. Well, you're going to get a lot more than you think in there. You can spend that on one pattern, and a 12-hour instruction on the inking there and the quilting and the finishing is a lot of time. So you're helping to support the channel, to support me, to keep me doing this, because pretty much each week is free on this. But there'll be more in-depth and complete patterns in there, start to finish. Instead of me just throwing that as a pattern, it'll be every step. I spend a lot more time in my regular patterns than I do for the free live Fabrically Speaking weekly show. I love that you guys love your Octi-Hoops. I love it. Oh, paper piecing. Paper piecing is definitely, I already did a video on that. It is our top video of all the videos I've ever done. So if you haven't seen it yet, it's in my playlist. Oh, I might be able to succeed at this. We'll see. Can I do that? What am I doing? Nope, can't do that. Can't go on YouTube while I'm on YouTube. Unless you want to see it really crash. So inside of YouTube, where you are right now, there's a playlist within my channel. And if you can search within my channel, paper piecing, or click on playlists and go into the Creative Notions playlist, there is a paper piecing, and there's this, what's it called? I think it's called a star flower. I teach you how to do paper piecing and not sew through paper and never have to take it out because it's not there. And so you create a pattern you have one pattern, one piece of paper for a huge quilt, and you never sew through paper so you don't damage the needle. Damaging the needle by sewing through paper causes you to damage your fabric, causes you to make a quilt that when someone sits on it or children jump on it, that the needle has now cut through the fabric and it will tear the fabric, which is heartbreaking when you, especially on a paper piecing quilt where you spend all that time doing all those little pieces. So I have tricks in that procedure, and I don't think we had a thumbs down. The whole video, everybody has liked it. We got a huge quantity of likes on that. And I would show you the pattern. Let's see if it's here. The pattern for it is inside of the school as well. When you go into the school, there's a quilting board or group, and I believe I put it in the quilting group inside of free patterns. Here's Chase. Oh, there's Tink. Come here, baby. Come here. No, don't run. Hi. You want to say hi? Chase is always up for a... All right, it's 4:30, woman. You have to stop. Where's Tinkerbell? Oops, slip inside in here. Tink has an owie on her leg. I have her leg wrapped, so I was going to show you so you could go, aw, Tinkerbell. We got another troll. All right, you guys, I love you so much. I do. I will see you, the VIPs. I will see you guys Saturday at 10. And remember, this is every 4th Saturday of the month is what I do, so you can keep it on your calendar. But I plan on having the calendar. I'm creating a calendar inside the school, a calendar of events, so that when we go live, as the whole school can go live, because we pay for the highest price Zoom, so we can have 100 people at a time, all online at the same time. It's just getting all the cameras worked out so we don't have a failure, so I don't mess up your Saturday. And if you like this video and you've watched it all the way on the replay, wow, you're something else. If you have yet to subscribe to my channel, I sure hope you'll do so today. And I will see you in the school. Love you. Bye.